This Racecraft TV stream is brought to you by Artesian Builds. Artesian builds high-quality custom PCs made to order for a low price. Contact Artesian Builds today to get started on your own custom PC as low as $64 a month. All Artesian builds are made live on stream. You can watch your builds and talk to the builders live at twitch.tv/Artesian Builds. For more information about Artesian Builds, check the link in the description. Howdy, 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 everybody, and welcome to Racecraft TV, here for the NASRA Arca playoffs. It's the finale, here for the Iowa 114, and it's 130 laps of absolute awesome Arca racing happening here tonight. I'm Austin Knight. I'm joined by Tyler Vickery. Welcome to Racecraft TV. And we hope y'all have a great night tonight, because it's certainly going to be a fantastic finale with up to the championship with these guys. Tyler, how you feeling?
Oh, there we go. My button didn't like me. I'm doing good. It's going to be fun here at Iowa, one of the trickier tracks on the schedule. And I'm looking forward to this. We got 4 guys that are going to be fighting teeth and nail for trying to win this championship, and it's going to be exciting.
Yeah, fighting indeed, as qualifying is going on right now. Clinton Castleberry, Clinton Sneed are up there on top, and one of these guys fighting for the championship right now, it is Rhett Tucker. He's just come out onto the track, so let's go out there and give Rhett a little bit of airtime as he qualifies for the Iowa 114 here in the Arca playoffs finale. And he goes pole nope, not pole. Did not go pole immediately. He went pole for this class. He's a top finals qualifier.
Oh, come.
And Tucker comes up all the way for his second lap. And he jumps up on pole anyways. What a lap by Rhett Tucker.
Great lap, too. So it's the kind of start he needed.
And it's definitely putting him... He's doing donuts. Rhett Tucker is doing donuts on the back straights. He is excited about that. Gabriel Ellison jumped up into second after his lap. He has set a personal best Sector 1, actually entire track best in Sector 1, and he sits currently in second place. Spencer Teal, that number 20, he's drifting around turns 2 and 3 right now, and he's starting out his first lap. Actually, he's halfway through his first lap. That's right on board Teal, and he's struggling with that car. It's almost sliding through there. Comes up across the line. Spencer Teal jumps into 11th. Coming onto track right now is a playoff contender, Nathan Rauge. And oh no, Rauge spins it! And Rauge is in the pit lane on his first lap. He's spun, so he's only going to have 1 lap run available to him, and that is disastrous for Nathan Rauge. We look into Nathan's car right now, and yeah, he's obviously not happy about that.
Yeah, definitely not. After making that big mistake, that's going to cost him a few spots, and every spot's going to matter, especially for this last race.
Now, you don't want to be hurt by any bad spot, any bad qualifying, which with that spin is going to be hurting him a lot. And he's running a different number now. He's running the 87 tonight instead of his usual 91 that we have on our timing screens. And he's going to park it up immediately after qualifying 7th. And that has brought your qualifying to an end. here in Iowa for the Iowa 114. So Tyler, after that qualifying session, how are you feeling?
I am, it's gonna be nerve-wracking. Some of these times are looking pretty interesting, so I don't know what to expect. Iowa's always one of those hit and misses, so you never know what could happen.
Iowa is a fan favorite here in the Arca cars. It's very tricky on tires, so it's going to be on how you manage these guys and how much you're going to be focusing on fighting, as we're just waiting for this qualifying session to end up right now. Everyone is taking a lap, so I'm not sure what's holding these guys up. I think they're still might be waiting for somebody, or something's going on. But sitting here in Iowa, Rhett Tucker on pole, followed by Gabriel Ellison. They make up your front row. But Tucker ahead of Nathan Rauge, who is in 7th. The champ. There's a lot of cars in between Tucker and Rauge, and Rauge is the closest one to Tucker right now in championship points. It's going to be a very entertaining race here today, as we are still waiting for qualifying to end up with these guys. I don't think we were expecting everybody on the session to finish up 12 cars in all 10 minutes, but this is the first year on Racecraft TV. Thank you all who are watching right now for the NASRA Arca Playoffs finale for the Iowa 114. 30 laps here at the 7/8 of a mile. Is that the right term? I believe so.
Yeah, I want to say yes.
I believe qualifying should be ending. It usually ends at 10, but since nobody else can get on track, I think they're just waiting for this to go out, and Michael McKinnon is just taking his time and letting all of us here wait for 1 minute. But as we figure out what's happening, we're going to take a small break here on Racecraft TV and bring you some messages. This Racecraft TV stream is brought to you by Artesian Builds. Artesian builds high-quality custom PCs made to order for a low price. Contact Artesian Builds today to get started on your own custom PC as low as $64 a month. All Artesian builds are made live on stream. You can watch your builds and talk to the builders live at twitch.tv/Artesian Builds. For more information about Artesian Builds, check the link in the description.
At McConey Setup Shop, we offer custom-built setups for any asphalt oval car. Prices starting at just $5. Weekly setups available for all Legends, late models, modifieds, and NASCAR trucks, Xfinity, and Cup cars. Do you need one-on-one driver coaching? We've got you covered. Visit www.McConeySetupShop.com and find yourself in Victory Lane. McConey Setup Shop, handling all your setup needs so you don't have to.
Welcome back to Racecraft TV for the Iowa 114. It's the Arca Playoffs finale, and these guys are coming onto the grid right now, so we're going to be showing y'all who's starting where. Rhett Tucker is starting up on that front row, followed by Gabriel Ellison, Clinton Castleberry, Clinton Sneed, Chris Cinnamon, Spencer Teal, Nathan Rauge, Michael McKinnon, Max Steck, Dustin Scruggs, Scott Osmat, and Tyler Rex makes up your grid tonight. 12 cars line up, actually 13 cars. Keith Bradley, late entry, didn't set a qualifying time, sits in 13th right now, but that is your grid here today. But first, let me show you your championship drivers grid, your playoffs grid. Rhett Tucker ahead of Nathan Rauge, Max Steck, Dustin Scruggs, Tyler Rex, and Keith Bradley are your playoff drivers, and you can tell them by everybody else with the golden numbers and the golden positions on their nameplate. So we'll be looking at those tonight as well throughout this race. And I believe these guys are getting ready to go right now. So let's bring it on to board with our pole sitter of Rhett Tucker, who is in the absolute dominant spot of P1 and going to be the big favorite here today. You already see he's warming up his tires, coming out onto the back straight, and just look at everybody behind him. It's going to be very entertaining to watch these guys get her going tonight. So they're behind the iRacing Pace Mustang. Lights are out, heading through turn 4. Well, they got one more lap to go. So as we have one more lap to go, Tyler, any words as we get ready for this race?
Especially for the championship drivers, I would say just gotta stay clean. I mean, best thing you can do is stay clean. Yeah, I would definitely say stay clean. That's all you can really do here. Is you got a long race, so especially you can't win the championship first lap. It's got to be a patient game.
And these guys are some of the most patient drivers, and the one who's I think would be the most patient would be Gabriel Ellison on the outside. He might try to upset Rhett Tucker because all he has to beat is the drivers in gold, and that's Nathan Rogge. He's down in 7th, and he's going to be starting side by side with McKinnon in our playoff tower tracker right there. Well, let's bring up our regular Racecraft TV tracker as our pace truck is pulling off. Let's go Arca racing for the last time of the season. It's the playoff finale here at Iowa 114. And Tucker leads out the field ahead of Ellison, Castleberry, Sneed, Cinnamon, Teal, and Rogge. And Tucker, wide entry, exit, and ooh, big slide from the 21 of Castleberry as Ellison goes down to the inside of Tucker immediately. And Ellison gets very loose.
Yeah, Ellison already was trying to put pressure, made almost made a critical mistake there.
Almost critical mistakes from everybody here at the top. But it's Tucker, Ellison, Castleberry, Sneed, Cinnamon, your top 5, not making any moves so far. But somebody who is that 05 New York Islanders. Massive fan, super fan, Max Stack. He's up 3 spots now. He's making a move for the championship.
Max Stack's got to do something here, especially he can't let that gap get too big. Otherwise, it's game over for him early. But, I mean, patience the key. But you just got to make sure to stay within grasp of these championship contenders. Otherwise, you're going to be in trouble early.
Yeah, championship. He's the far closest to Rhett Tucker right now. And sitting in 6th place, Tucker, our leader right now. As these guys just staying with each other, trying to work these tires, trying to make them feel very good and not stress them out too much. And these early laps at Iowa, you have a lot of grip, but about 10 laps into there, 10 to 15 laps, they just fall off a cliff. And it's going to be a very taxing race. And I would say, if you're in clean air, you're in the best shot to win this. But that draft is going to be helping you and hurting at the same time. As we're all aboard Clinton Sneed. He's onto the inside of Clinton Castleberry. Side by side they go. Sneed up into 3rd.
This is the momentum Sneed needs. Ooh.
Little bit of a wiggle.
Close.
That was a massive wiggle. So they're still going to go side by side. You have to be on the brakes on Iowa, which is much different. But Iowa being the fastest short track in the world, she's so fun. You don't even notice that you're getting on the brakes here. But that is definitely going to be hurting your tires, especially if you're braking just a little bit too hard and stressing out those fronts.
Yeah, you got to watch it, especially with Iowa's notorious for burning up that right front. So you have to be very tedious on the brakes not to burn up the right front. And
Castleberry.
sometimes getting on... Ooh, yeah, the Castleberry had a little wiggle.
Casper is slow now, and as we look on board, Casper to Chris Cinnamon and Max Steck. Max Steck, one of our championship drivers. Steck looking down low. The Islanders 05 closing in, and he's looking to make a move on Chris Cinnamon. And he gets that done, no problem. Steck up into 5th. Our biggest mover today is actually Steck and Keith Bradley, who's down in 9th. Bradley also a championship runner as well. We'll bring up our championship tower periodically through this race. I would say around 30 lap chunks.
That'd probably be the best opportunity, because then they can see how much has changed within 30 laps of who's where in the points, because points are going to be real key, especially with this race.
Indeed, it's going to be all about the points here today, but there's no stages here in the Arca series. It's all about that glorious checkered flag when it comes to the fat lady singing. Speaking of the fat lady sings, how did that ever become a saying?
I don't know. Your guess is as good as mine on that.
It's a fat lady named Shannon. Just liked singing. I think it's biblical. I'm not sure. And Spencer Teal going a bit slow. Keith Bradley looking up to make his 5th spot. And Bradley, little bit of a cut up, but Keith Bradley returning to his man on fire persona with that paint scheme. He's definitely on fire. 5 spots up in that 29. And all these guys running new numbers today. Jeez, Bradley, come on. Bradley, Roggy doing it. Man, you're making my head go crazy.
They love to definitely throw us for a curveball.
And Bradley, a little bit loose, but he is closing in on his teammate. And these two teammates are battling for championship spots. But just look at Bradley's pace to Nathan's pace. Keith Bradley, man on fire, up 6 spots, up into 7th with a great dive down low. But here comes Rowgie down low once more for the switchback. But Bradley's going to have the speed off the exit. Side by side they go into 3 and 4.
Roggie's doing everything he can on that low line. It just seems like the low line is not going to be the preferred choice right now, as it seems like he is struggling with it.
Yeah, the low line is definitely not going to be helping you. You want to be in that middle lane, middle of the top lane here at Iowa, because you can't ride at the top very much. You will slide into the wall and just be very slow. You'll be good off the exits, but right where that white line is, that's probably the best spot where you want to be keeping those tires planted. And but if you're going for an overtake, that's the only spot you got to go, down low. And what Keith Bradley did right there, he covered it off when he did that overtake, and Bradley now sitting in 7th place. As we look back at Castleberry to Steck. Steck closing in on Castleberry just slowly. I think he's more focused on those tires than making that overtake currently. As I believe Tyler has forgot to untoggle his mic right there. Sorry about
apparently that. Oh, good. Yeah, apparently my computer's still not liking me at this point right now.
That's all right, man. You got me right here. But if you are looking for a new computer, I know just the people. Racecraft TV is brought to you, is proudly powered by Artesian Builds. You can go get a great custom PC. Talk to those boys at Artesian Builds. More information on the link in the description. Artesian Builds start as low as $64 a month. And they have RTX 3080s in stock. This broadcasting PC that you are watching this off of is from artesianbuilds.com. So excellent people, excellent service, and amazing partners. If you want to watch some great content on Twitch, go check out their Twitch affiliates all 329 of them. So, if you want to find out more about artesian builds, go to the link in the description. And if you make an order, use code ANIGHT_210 for up to $100 off. And Steck now still sitting in this battle of three. He's got Cinnamon right behind him, and Cinnamon's just been slowly getting closer and closer, but they're in that point where the tires are just dead right now. They've fallen off, they hit that cliff, and these guys have 5 sets of tires to use tonight. So are we going to see a 2-stop maybe?
Could really well be a potential 2-stop. It's going to be very close, though.
I feel like we could be seeing a 2-stop, possibly. Like, someone could go to lap 45 and then do another 45.
Yeah.
And, well, 45 to the end, or 50 and 50, or 55-55. And I know that these won't add up, but the earlier the stop is, the more tire that you will have to use. And I feel like a 2-stop will go very well, as Castleberry is leading out these two behind him, and that's Steck and Cinnamon. Cinnamon looking down low on Steck right now. The battle for 5th place alive, and Max Steck in that championship fight doesn't want to give it up.
Yeah, he doesn't want to give it up because he's trying to find a way to stay up there and see what he can do on making ground back up, but at the same time too, you're not even 30 laps in, and you've got to work these tires to at least make it for a 2-stop.
Yeah, and Steck is racing with Perry and Cooper on board with him right now. Penny and Cooper. Sorry, dyslexia just absolutely threw me for a loop right there. But Penny and Cooper, his 2 dogs, beautiful dogs by the way, and he's carrying them on board, looking for that championship or a top 5 right now. And I think he's just all focused on saving those tires. But Chris Cinnamon in that number 3 Intimidator car, he's looking to make that overtake and not make this happy. And this battle for 4th and pretty much all through the field has died down as the tire wear has became a main factor as we enter lap 26 of 130. And this is actually the closest battle we have in the field. Nothing really interesting has happened. Tyler Rex, actually, he's way off the pace. I think he had him big wheel, maybe a little bit of a spin near the start. But other than that, he's doing all right. Well, he's at the end of the grid, but there's no damage on that car that I can see. And Michael McKinnon is being caught by Scott Osmat right behind him. Scott, he's actually just found some pace right there. And as soon as I said that there's no real battles on track, battles are starting to pop up on the track now.
Perfect timing as always, right, Austin?
I know. It's like I have the world's worst commentator's curse myself or this race. And Chris Cinnamon still dancing on the bumper, and Max Steck for 5th. As Castleberry blinks out, and big slide for Cinnamon coming out of turn 2. And as we enter lap 30, let's bring up our race video. Well, our race. And here is our championship playoff contender, Comparison Tucker, sitting in first. Steck, your closest driver in the playoffs, sitting in 5th, followed by Bradley, Roggy, Scruggs, and Tyler Rex down in 13th. And you can see these guys on our minimap right now, and to see on how far the field is spread out. And we are currently watching this battle for 5th place. You're here watching Racecraft TV. We're going to go side by side as we take a break for some messages from our sponsors.
At McConey Setup Shop, we offer custom-built setups for any asphalt oval car. Prices starting at just $5. Weekly setups available for all Legends, late models, modifieds, and NASCAR trucks, Xfinity, and Cup cars. Do you need one-on-one driver coaching? We've got you covered. Visit www.McConeySetupShop.com and find yourself in Victory Lane. McConey Setup Shop, handling all your setup needs so you don't have to.
This Racecraft TV stream is brought to you by Artesian Builds. Artesian builds high-quality custom PCs made to order for a low price. Contact Artesian Builds today to get started on your own custom PC as low as $64 a month. All Artesian builds are made live on stream. You can watch your builds and talk to the builders live at twitch.tv/Artesian Builds. For more information about Artesian Builds, check the link in the description. Welcome back to Racecraft TV here for the NASRA Arca Playoffs finale. And we are sitting here on lap 38. Rhett Tucker leading out the field right now, starting on pole, and he's pulled out a 1.2 second gap as we are on lap 38, looking on lap 39. And Tucker looking unbeatable right now. But does he have the tires and strategy to win this race? We're talking about the possibility of a 2-stop today. So we're looking at Max Steck, our closest playoff fighter to Rhett Tucker. Our playoff drivers are marked in our vertical tower by gold numbers in their position. So if you want to see how our playoff drivers stack up, you can be looking at that time. And also, we can do it one better. What? You want to know how we can do it one better? We could just show the class.
Oh boy.
This is our playoff drivers class. Tucker, Steck, Bradley, Roggy, Scruggs, and Rex. And you just see the gap from Steck to Tucker, 6.6 seconds, and it is being moved up. So it's getting bigger between them. But there are other drivers in this race, so we're going to go back to our regular view here on Racecraft TV for the NASRA Arca Playoffs Final. And what a track to end it on. Iowa is such a fun track.
Yeah, actually, I'm thinking about it too. Some of these drivers, I know I'm leapfrogging the first question, which I love Iowa. It's one of those technical tracks. I'm looking at the lap times. We're working lap 42 right now. And we were talking about 2 stops earlier. If I was some of these guys that were a little slower than Rhett, why not try to do the undercut? And if they're going to try to go 2 stops, go 45, 45, and then 40 to the end. At least then
being able to not push the car too hard and losing a lot of time with very worn out tires. As there goes McKinnon now.
McKinnon, I believe he's listening to the broadcast live.
Yeah.
I think
Perfect timing.
I believe he might have some insider knowledge on what's going to happen. So, McKinnon going for that undercut, and we're going to be comparing his times to Rhett Tucker's as he comes out. But McKinnon looking for that two-stop. Can he make that work as he is going to be looking to gain some ground on the rest of the field, but he is going to go a lap down to Rhett Tucker as...
Yeah, and I'm going to say this too. If Tucker's smart, knowing what the possible different strategies that people will have, I would pit now. I would just go ahead and pit now and force them to do an overcut.
As Tucker was running that low line, I thought he was about to do it, and my heart would have jumped.
I was thinking the same too. If that happened, I would have been like, thank you. If you want me to be a pit crew person, let me know.
I have done some spotting for people, and we won Talladega, so I'm just gonna pat my own stats right here. The entire time I just said, don't lead.
Right.
Don't lead, bury it on the inside. All right, have fun. When do I pit? When everyone else does. And Quentin Castleberry heads into the pit lane. So Castleberry,
Yep.
he was running in third. So Quentin looking to roll the dice here today. That 21 looking nice. And let's take a look at Michael McKinnon. His last lap, 25.42. Tucker's last lap, 25.44.
Whoa.
So he is faster as Cinnamon heads into the pit lane. So everyone looking for that double stop here today. And that is weird. But
Yeah.
I don't believe it's going to be a double stop as Ellison is slow. And that's Snead on the outside. And this is the battle for second.
Yeah, you can just see Ellison trying to fight with the car too. He is struggling with it.
I think Ellison might have tried to head into pit lane and then had an incident. And then had a bad wiggle.
Yeah. Something.
But Snead gets past Ellison on the inside. Ellison staying out. Lap 50 and 130 here at Iowa for the NASRA Arca finale. And cautions out is Chris Cinnamon.
Oh my goodness.
Cinnamon, what?
Well,
Cinnamon's coming out of the pit lane. Did he just wait for everybody to just park it?
No, he probably self-spun himself coming out.
Oh,
Yeah.
he did self-spin himself, just like I did at Kansas.
Oh, right in front of Tucker.
Oh.
Oh my.
So, this has major implications. Because everybody that just went into the pits are going to be face-palming themselves hard because they are a lap down. At least one lap down. Tucker has got a free pit stop right now. And all these guys, if they stay out, they're going to be racing ahead of Tucker and deciding, should I risk it on just a few more older tires? That'll be 4. 4 for Quentin Castleberry. Michael McKinnon is on 6, but he was 2 laps down. And here comes Tucker and the rest of the gang down pit road. You're going to see some people staying out right now. Quentin's and all those people that stayed out. Spencer Teal and Tyler Rex have stayed out. And Teal getting back his lap, and he's actually the lucky dog.
Yep. The other thing, too, I'm thinking about, too, this is really going to put a curveball in everyone. I mean, because we're at lap 50. The way these guys were running, it looked like this was pretty close to where they can make it on one stop. I mean, because the way Rhett Tucker was running, you were almost looked as if he could possibly have made it.
Well, Tucker wins that race off pit road easily.
Easily. Yeah, easily wins it off. But that was the real interesting thing is, now the question is, are these guys going to have enough fuel? Because, tires may not last the whole time, but these guys are going to take a big risk, especially now with, I mean, a lot can happen here.
A lot could definitely happen here at the end of this race. But it's not 50 laps to go. It's not 60 laps to go. It's not even 70. It is 80 laps left. So there is definitely going to be another pit stop in line for these guys. But when they take that pit stop is going to be very interesting. And I feel like a little short pinch, a short stint might help these guys achieve that required goal. So I'm expecting about a 30 lap run here, and then it's going to be a massive sprint to the end. Well, 50 laps and then a 30 lap sprint.
Yeah. What I think too is, I mean, especially for those guys that are laps down and everything like that. I mean, some of those guys that are taking the wave around. I mean, you can see Cinnamon definitely going to be taking a wave around. He needs to stay on the lead lap. It's going to be very questionable to see what they can do. I mean, their tires aren't really that burned out, but if they want to try to beat Tucker, probably try to split however many laps we have left, split it halfway, and hope Tucker. Because I mean, the way Tucker was running, it seemed like he could
40
run
and
for
40.
at least. Yeah, I mean, Tucker was making it seem like he could have ran maybe 55, 60 laps at the rate he was running. It looked like he could have even gotten 60 laps in, which would have been amazing.
Yeah, the lights are still on the pace car since this is a short trap. Pace car laps take a little bit longer. They have one more lap to go, then the lights go out on the pace car. But we're sitting here on lap 53 on board with Chris Cinnamon, who headed into the pits as like right before this caution came out, and he just must be just like, actually no, he was the one that brought out the caution.
Yeah,
he must be kicking himself, because being the one, it's worse when you go into the pits and then the caution comes out, because you're just like, dang it.
Easily.
But it's more worse when you're the one who brings it out. Lights go out on the pace car. Our lapped cars get going. And Rhett Tucker leads out the field. And with the pit lane shuffle completed, I say it's time to look at our playoff tower once more. And look at that. Max Steck is up in 4th, right behind that 99 in that second row. But that playoff grid has jumped up closer. Steck, Bradley, Rowgate, and Scruggs, 4th, 5th, 6th, and 7th. That is going to be a very interesting battle right there. All 4 of these cars you see, from Steck on back, all the way to 11th, is going to be a pocket of excitement to watch as we go back to racing here in Iowa for the NASRA Arca Playoffs finale here for the Iowa 114. And here goes Rhett Tucker.
Green flag.
Tucker, great start. Immediately sneed down onto the inside of Ellison. Ellison taking that wide line. Watch out on these cold tires. They're still a little bit twitchy. We saw what happened on the early start. A little bit of a wiggles. And Max Steck immediately looking on to in Sneed. Steck sitting in 4th, and look underhand. That's the man on fire. Keith Bradley knows how to overtake around here, as he is our biggest mover up A spots, and big slide for Sneed.
Ooh. He's got to watch the rejoin though.
He definitely watched it, and he's kept it going straight, but those tires are going to be burned up right there. He's got to be a little bit cautious, a little bit of wiggle right behind him for Scott Osmat, who is up 3 spots. But Steck and Bradley battle for 3rd now, as they're trying to close in on Ellison and Tucker.
And right now, Steck is doing everything he can, he's got to figure out something, because it seems like he's starting to fall off the pace a little bit. 2 seconds now behind Tucker.
Yeah, Tucker pulling away. He's not dealing with battling. It's just Tucker being Tucker. And big into the wall. The man on fire. Keith Bradley set up some sparks. A little bit of a throwback to what was happening to him at Bristol, where he was just smacking the wall every lap.
Yeah, and oh, Sneed's in the wall.
Ooh, Sneed. Hard into the wall.
Very light contact, but he just slowly moved up, and it was just enough to get up into that wall.
And Keith Bradley now leading out his championship rivals. And all four of them still with each other. Steck, Bradley, Scruggs, Rauge going for the championship. But the man that they are chasing is Rhett Tucker, who is all the way in the lead and has a bit of a gain to championship rival Max Steck, who has a big gain to Keith Bradley, Scruggs, and Rauge.
Yeah, that's a nice little group here, and I think Rauge's trying to play the strategy game of fuel strategy, because he knows Tucker's quick. I mean, and granted, Tucker is a teammate as well, and I think all he can do is try to save fuel and maybe try to do a quick lap, like 20 lap dash to the finish, or a 25 if he can be able to overcut. Ooh, I believe that was Cinnamon getting a little loose. Or no, that was Keith Bradley on getting loose there. But that's like the best thing they can do, is they're side by side now, coming through. Oh boy!
Ooh, Dustin Scruggs, massive wiggle, visit down to off to the runoff, and he goes slow, no double line rule here, but that's only if you're passing. This is more of I gotta get out of the way.
That was a heart attack moment.
Massive heart attack for Dustin Scruggs, and very big championship implications for him. He drops down to 10th place. And Sneed, he had that massive wiggle as well, and just little small accident right there, but there's nothing but happy accidents, and that's Scott Osbat saying, and that's a Bob Ross saying as well, and Bob sitting on that front of that car is going to be smiling in the mirrors of Clinton Sneed, trying to make him a little bit nervous.
Oh yeah, it's gonna make him a lot nervous, but he's got to know what's at stake
Ooh,
here.
Sneed grinding the bumper
Gosh.
of Nathan Rauge.
Oh my goodness gracious.
Sneed looking down low now on Nathan. Side by side they're going, and Nathan goes up. Sneed down low. Sneed and Nathan still side by side. Sneed, oh, a little bit of a jab right there.
Almost took each other out there.
And a little bit of a update on our championship drivers. Gabriel Ellison is also in our championship running as well. I was going off of information that wasn't complete from the organizer, so my bad right there. But the championship 4 is Ellison, Sneed, Steck, and Castleberry.
Ah, okay. So far, things have started to calm down, but somebody's got some, but the adrenaline's definitely up, especially how Rauge is just fighting with this car right now.
Ellison, Tucker, Sneed, Castleberry. That's who it is. As Sneed looking down to the inside once more.
Ooh, Sneed trying to make an attempt, and he almost got into Keith Bradley again for the second time. Especially coming out of 4. It seems like he is struggling with 4.
He certainly is struggling. Turn 4 is very tricky. They're all the same banking, but you just want to get your foot out onto the gas because it's the exit off to the front straight where you have to focus on it a little bit more. Lap 72 of 130. And this is where we started saying, hey, 10 laps. This is where you want to pit. Cut it off in half, go for that 2-stop.
Yeah, that's the best thing you can do. I mean, especially if you want to beat Rhett Tucker, because I mean, it's going to take a lot for Tucker, for someone to beat Tucker right now. Battle's getting really interesting between Bradley and Sneed. Oh my, as Sneed almost hits the wall a third time.
Yeah, Keith Bradley just dealing with the 49 of Sneed, and Sneed once again looking down low. Bradley holding that outside line. Sneed, big wiggle.
Sneed's worrying me. He is pushed in that car super aggressively, and it's getting looser and looser on him. Oh boy.
Oh! He's already visited the infield once today. Big slide in the tri-oval.
I'm just crossing my fingers now. That's all I can do right now.
Fingers are definitely crossed here in the booth that we don't have a massive incident taking out some of the playoff contenders, which are Ellison, Tucker, Sneed, and Castleberry. That is the 4 here today. And I believe they're talking about Gabriel Ellison in second place, because there's usually another Ellison that races, but he's not racing here today.
Ah.
So it is the only Ellison in the field. I'm going crazy and thinking of like 27 Ellisons. It's Gabe Ellison, Gabriel Ellison. Oh, that's the same person. I've entered him twice. Thursdays are a weird day for me.
That's typical.
Thanks. Clinton Sneed and Nathan Rout. Nope. Clinton Sneed and Keith Bradley, the man on fire, still battling out with him.
And as still one of the closest battles, Stack is pulled away by almost 3 seconds on this battle, but this battle has been way too good that we can't stop looking at it. Oh man, Sneed is, that car looks so loose right now. Keeping an eye on Sneed as he's going into 1 now, way up the track, and I think that car is so, oh my, as he's almost hitting the wall, that car is super loose on him.
Insanely loose. These guys are struggling for it.
Ooh, Bradley gets loose.
Battle of the loosey-goosey here at Iowa for the Iowa 114.
My goodness. Sneed's trying to get that middle lane to work, and it's just, oh, it's not working for him at all. He's trying to force that car down on the low side, and that car is just telling you, oh, it's Bradley's in the wall.
Bradley hard into the wall.
And Sneed is probably finally able to breathe for once.
And Bradley's going to be thinking about heading into the pits early after getting that damage. And speaking of damage, let's run on board. Not a lot that we can see, but it's going to be affecting his car. Because scraping the wall like that is definitely not going to be helping him.
Oh, absolutely.
And behind him, hard into the wall. Nathan Rogge smacking the wall. Like he smacks it, like he would smack a misbehaving child, but that was a massive hit.
Yeah, that was a massive smack to the outside wall. I mean, how that didn't really damage the car, I don't know.
I'm very surprised that he just kept it pointing forward.
Oh, yeah, I know. That was, yeah. Now, Rauki is, even with that hard smack to the wall, he's trying to make a move. Actually, I've noticed on the live timing, Gabriel Ellison's actually closing in a little bit on Rhett Tucker as we're working lap 86 now.
Yeah, as we enter lap 86, it's going to be even closer between these guys.
Ooh, as Raugi's looking on the inside now, and he's having to fall back a little bit. It looks like Raugi might have a run here, heading into one on Keith Bradley. Oh, Bradley gets a little loose.
Oh!
Wow. These guys are just throwing the cars into the corner.
Yeah, they're throwing caution to the wind right now, these two guys are. And this is the battle for 5th.
They're racing as if this is the last lap right now. My goodness.
I know, and they're burning up their tires massively. And I just can't stop watching it. It's great. Rauge looking down low.
That inside line just not working for him again. I mean, we saw that with a few others earlier. As who is that in the background? Is that behind Raugi now? I'm trying to see, because he's started to catching up a bit now. Looks like Raugi's starting to get caught by another driver now, very quickly too.
Yeah, it's getting closer and closer now. And as we enter lap 91, hopefully I did this right. Let's bring up our championship standings. And here, dang it. I can't count to 4. Well, that's the updated championship, people, right now. Tucker and Ellison leads. These guys are both battling for the championship. Ellison's sitting second right now, 1.2 seconds behind him. Max Steck is not in the championship. That's what I forgot to delete. And McKinnon has entered pit lane. Once again, the first driver to do so.
Yep, and McKinnon's got that. He's down 2 laps already because of what happened earlier with the late caution. So McKinnon's more trying to just drive around and hope for something else to happen, because right now he is really bad luck for him.
Very bad luck, as I found out why Max Steck was is labeled as that. I only deleted his name. I didn't delete his iRacing ID. There we go. There is our championship 4. And Nathan Rogge's struggling. And here's Scott Osmat closing in down low.
Osment, he's running that low line trying to get a run, and it's a little bit of dirty track though, and you can see it there, not getting the run he wants to. And that's where this track makes it notorious. If you want to try to run that low line, you better hope that portion of track's clean, because if it's not, if it's got like sand, dirt, marbles down there, oh, you're in trouble.
It is a very dirty track, especially off the line. And you're going to find that on the top and on the bottom line of the track, because not a lot of people run down there, especially on the exits.
Yeah, and that's where a lot of marbles will get at, and I mean even higher up, like, ooh, he's really
Oh, Scott's in them.
That's where you don't want to be, because that's you got a lot of dirt and marbles in that little spot, and yeah.
You definitely do not want to be up there right now. 9 cars on the lead lap. Dustin Scruggs, the last car on the lead lap right now, and ahead of him, he's got a little bit of battle. It's not much of a battle, as that's Michael McKinnon on these new tires, and he is the fastest car in the field. He's running 25.15s. Rhett Tucker, 25.67s. So, Michael McKinnon moving. Well, he's shipping it all over the field. Oh man, just called Michael McKinnon a depot store in that Home Depot 13.
Yep, and he is flying now, especially on those fresh tires. So he's going to try to make whatever he can up. And the only thing he can hope for now is a late caution after everyone's going through the pits. Because sometimes if these guys go into the pits and haven't pitted yet, and then there's a caution coming out, it really hurts. I mean, you saw what happened with McKinnon earlier. So
now, McKinnon's 3 laps out. I don't think there's any choice for him to get back onto the lead lap unless there's a massive crash. 30 laps remain here in Iowa. You're watching the NASRA playoffs as Michael McKinnon is lapping Keith Bradley. And oh, Bradley's in the wall. More sparks for the man on fire.
Bradley's just, man, it's been rough for him.
Yeah, it's been extremely rough. Let's take a look at his car, see if it's all right. The animal, Keith Bradley. He's got his little tagline on the back there on his spoiler. And yeah, that right side's very scratched up. But Rowdy leading out this fight right behind him. Scott Osman, that Bob Ross car. He's leading out Clinton Castleberry. He's been making some ground up there. Also, Dustin Scruggs in this field. You're watching the NASRA Arca Playoffs finale on lap 102 of 130. You're here watching Racecraft TV. We'll be right back. You aren't going to miss a thing. We're going side-by-side action right now. This Racecraft TV stream is brought to you by Artesian Builds. Artesian builds high-quality custom PCs made to order for a low price. Contact Artesian Builds today to get started on your own custom PC as low as $64 a month. All Artesian builds are made live on stream. You can watch your builds and talk to the builders live at twitch.tv/Artesian Builds. For more information about Artesian Builds, check the link in the description. Welcome back to Racecraft TV here for the Iowa 114 during our time off. Massive move attempt by Scott Osmat, but that really disrupted him. But that has promoted in Castleberry ahead of Nathan Rauge. And Castleberry, being one of the championship 4, is currently sitting in 6th place with 24 laps to go. And now that he has clean air, he wants to get on with it right now. Ahead of him is Keith Bradley, but ahead of him, that is actually Tyler Rex.
Yeah, Tyler Rex, I believe he went into the pits already earlier, and he's already one of those guys that have been struggling. Or
Yeah,
may
he went
not
on
have.
lap 51.
Okay, so he hasn't pitted for a while, actually. It's great for him to be able to hang in there with 23 laps to go. There's a lot can happen. Whoa, as Castleberry just flies up the track.
Well, it looks like none of the guys up front are going to go double stop at all. So my prediction at the start of this race is not going to happen. I believe that caution kind of threw a wrench in all of that now. But you can last a long time here at Iowa.
Yeah, you can last a long time. The tires are going to be really big fall-off keys. So it's going to be very interesting to see what these guys can do exactly to hang on to these cars.
And I want to thank all of our viewers here on Racecraft TV for their activity in chat. Big thank to Clinton Sneed's wife, I believe. Andy Ellison, little family from some of these drivers. Gabriel Ellison's, I believe, brother. And Clinton Sneed's wife, she's watching along right now. And Rhett Tucker and his fans are watching along right now. They're giving us information on what's happening. They're actually having a watch party right now with some of the family cheering on. So let's give Clinton Sneed some airtime. And Sneed sitting in 4th place right now. And actually, let's ride on board and ride in cockpit with Clinton Sneed in his all-black carbon fiber suit. And I just love this camera angle, especially at night where you take all the visor glowy stuff off of it. You can see the driver's eyes. Just look at the concentration in Clinton Sneed's face.
It's deep concentration, as you can see him struggle. I'm going to give a little bit of a turn to the right there when he was on the straightaway. It just shows how loose these cars are getting, but he's keeping that wheel nice and steady right now.
Yeah, very smooth with the imports on the inputs. Big slide heading into turn 1, but that's just how this car is set up. It's kind of set up to slide. And Scott Osmat, he's closing in on Dustin Scruggs ahead of his Scruggs. Big slide up.
Oof. A little scary moment there.
Oh, Andy Ellison is Gabriel Ellison's father. Mitch is his brother. And Mitch, who is not racing with us tonight, is just supporting on. And Scott Osmat, big wiggle as he goes all the way down to lane 4. And that's at the very bottom. Most lanes are 1, 2, 3, 4 going from bottom to top. Here at Iowa, it's kind of reversed. That's IndyCar for you.
Yep. Easily without a doubt.
This is Clinton Castleberry. He's closing in on Keith Bradley. And he's looking onto the inside right now. A little bit of connection issues to him. But Bradley keeping that top line. Castleberry looking down low, trying to make up a bit of ground. 15 laps left. Castleberry, the last car of the championship 4. But he's still going to go for that top 5 position because that's a good stat. Top 5 finish is an amazing stat. And all these guys, to have all the championship 4 finishing in the top 5 is going to be fantastic.
Oh, absolutely. Especially with how hard these guys are running too. Castleberry's doing everything still to get around Richard Beasley, and it's not working right now, but anything can happen, especially with right now.
Ooh, Castleberry! Oh, the netcode gods, the disconnection gods were in his favor right there. Blinked right at the bumper with 13 laps to go, and if the caution came out right here, do you take tires?
No doubt, yes.
The kind of rule of thumb, if it's 10 laps to go, you don't take tires because you can hold them off with just pure grit racing. But here at Iowa, it is so tire dependent. These guys will have to take tires. So we might see somebody try to risk it if a caution does come out with 12 laps to go. But I'm not praying for a caution. I'm praying for a good, clean racing. And watching this is just amazing. We got a battle here for 8th place. And this is between Osmet and Scruggs.
Osmet's doing everything he can to get around Scruggs, but yeah, that inside line is not working. I think he needs to move up at least a lane or two.
Well, Scruggs knows that, and he's just holding that lane that he needs to be in to keep those tires feeling good and battling. But hello, look who's behind him. I see a blue and white car coming in at 1,000 miles an hour, and big wheel for Osment. Right in front of race leader Rhett Tucker.
Oh my goodness. That was a scary moment there. Oh boy, as Tucker kind of cuts down on Osman a little, but Osman was slowing up anyways, which, I mean, he was trying to give some leeway, but that was a little bit of a scary move.
Yeah, Rhett Tucker in that malware bites car, leading the championship by a comfortable margin as Castleberry launches the move on Bradley on the other side of the track. But unable to get past the man on fire, the animal, Keith Bradley, staying ahead.
Yeah, Castleberry is just, this car is fighting back with him, and he's doing everything he can to get that run, and it seems like it's not enough for him to be able to get that momentum and get that pass done.
Castleberry trying to go for that top 5 with 8 laps to go. We might see a little bit of a daring move from him coming out, but Castleberry setting it down low, immediately gets right beside the animal on that outside line. The animal dancing with that rear of the car, kind of like a snake across pavement, giving it a little bit of wiggle to get some traction and scrub off some of these tires, but there are no grip left in these things because Iowa is so tricky. Also, speaking about tricky, Sneed is closing it in on Steck. And here goes Bradley on Castleberry. They almost get into each other. Bradley into the wall. Big wiggle comes down in front of the track in front of Castleberry.
Oh my goodness. Wow. This battle is just getting more intense now.
Yeah, as soon as I turned away, because I wanted to cover the speed that Clinton Sneed's catching up on Steck. Another send by Castleberry. He wants into that top 5.
He's wanting it bad, and he's going to do anything he can to try to get that top 5.
Speaking of another side-by-side, here's Clinton Sneed on Max Steck. Sneed taking a little bit more calmer approach to Penny and Cooper. Max Steck in that Long Island, New York Islanders car. Here goes Sneed down for 3rd place. Sneed makes a lunge into turn 1, and he's got it, but watch out for the exit. Max Steck taking that preferred line. Sneed going wide, and almost makes contact with the wall. But Sneed has got to hold that outside line for one more corner, see if he can get ahead of Max Steck, and Max Steck knows how to get that mid-corner speed off there, get a good exit. Sneed's into 3rd with 3 laps to go. 4 laps to go.
And Sneed's gonna try to do anything he can, but he is way behind 1st and 2nd. Here goes Castleberry again on the inside.
Looks like he's got it this time by. He's got a car link, but it's going to be all about the exit. Is he going to squeeze Bradley? Bradley into the wall!
And that might have done it there with Bradley's car.
And it's all happening in front of Rhett Tucker, who has just lapped Nathan Rauge.
With 2 laps to go, and I think Bradley's sending it now. Oh boy, this could get very interesting.
All in front of the leader, 2 laps to go. Talk about forced drama. Any mistake from these guys might affect Rhett Tucker. If there's an incident, Rhett Tucker might be involved, and Gabriel Elson could take a very interesting win here today. But it's white flag in the air here in Iowa.
Tucker, if I was Tucker, I would be staying behind these guys.
He don't care. He's sending it on both of them.
Yeah. Oh, and cuts off Bradley, and he might just send it here in the... As he decides not to, as Oh,
No, he's sending
boy.
off the exit. He's going to send it off the exit. He wants to win it off the last lap. And lap everybody has around goes Bradley and taking the win here today. And I believe the championship, it is the 99, Rhett Tucker.
What a race. What a finish.
Amazing finish with the battle for the top 5 as the fireworks explode up ahead. Rhett Tucker takes the win. And here are your results today. It is Tucker ahead of Ellison, Sneed, Sec, Castleberry, Bradley, Rowgie, Osment, Scruggs, Cinnamon, Teal, McKinnon, and Rex. But all our eyes are on Rhett Tucker as he burns it down here in Iowa. What a win for Tucker as everyone comes to congratulate him. And it's a 3-way burnout here today. Oh, wait, let's get the clover. Come on, Scruggs. It's a Rhett Tucker party here on the front straight. Scruggs spinning around and come on, Scruggs. I just tagged some. Oh, they just tag each other. These guys are having fun. They're burnt out. It's been an amazing season here for the boys of Rhett Tucker Racing in the NASRA Arca Racing Series. It's Rhett Tucker who takes the win here today at Iowa Speedway. And I believe we have our boy Rhett Tucker about to hop into our booth right now as we get some amazing shots from our multiple drone. And they just blew the engine. Our microphone is a little bit softer on these camera shots, but man, what a race here at Iowa today. And I think we're going to be joined by an excited Rhett Tucker. And speaking of Rhett Tucker, I think it's time to say, what's up? What's up? What's up? What's up to Rhett Tucker?
Hell yeah!
Well, you
Burn it down!
You burn it down with your teammates and your friends today, and then you blew up the engine. But that's the only thing wrong that happened here today. Controlled.
She's toasted.
Oh yeah, she's toasted. Well, I don't think you need to worry about her because the season is over here at Iowa. Rhett, congratulations on the victory and I believe the championship.
Yes, sir. Thank you. That was pretty much a flawless night, man. I was so worried that a caution was going to come out and, it was going to shake stuff up, but
Well, a caution did come out mid-race, but around that caution time, we were seeing a lot of people coming into pit. Was that actually, convenient to you, or did that hurt you in a little bit?
absolutely. I was all about it. We were pretty close to halfway. That was my goal. I was going to go halfway, pit once, and run it out as long as the caution didn't come out. But, yeah, I don't know, dude. I just kept trying to run the same line every single lap, man, and it worked out. I was really concerned. I know how good Gabe is at conserving his stuff, but I don't know how I did it. I guess practice, man.
Well, the magic was certainly with you here today as you take the win and the championship in the Iowa 114. Man, what are the emotions going through you right now?
Dude, I'm so pumped. I was nervous, dude. This stuff is so fun. People don't understand how sick this is. I mean, somebody had an interview one time and they're explaining how similar this is to racing because all of the the muscle memory and stuff, it's all the same. You all got, you're driving virtually. It's not like playing sports games with a controller, I don't know. It's sick. I'm so excited I ran this series, man. Thank you, Michael McKinnon.
Well, speaking of thank yous, I'm pretty sure you have a lot of people to thank you right now, so we're going to give you your time to let you thank anyone you want here for the entire season, the entire win, and the championship here at Iowa for the NASRA Arca playoffs.
Hell yeah. Thank you, Racecraft, for doing the badass broadcasts every week. I know that was a boring race for people, but I had one mindset, and it was to do what I did. Tomorrow night will be more fun for the viewers. Trucks at Canadian Tire. But gotta thank my teammates, man. We we all practice together, we run together. I don't know, it's a team effort for sure. Everybody, Clinton, Keith, Nathan, Dustin, Malware Bites, Prosper Engineering, Primary Jeeps, Hummers, Tacomas. I gotta use these winnings to go place an order at Track Racer for a rig, man. We're getting serious now. Yeah, thank you, Michael McKinnon, for putting it on. Thank you for everybody running clean. Hey, and the Bucks are winning too. It's a good night.
Yeah, I can say this now. I've got it on the back TV in the background, and I am loving it right now.
Yep.
Well, congratulations, Rhett. You go have yourself an amazing night because you've taken the win and all the goodies here today. Tyler, who are you standing by with?
Thank you, guys.
I am with the second place person of Gabriel Ellison, and I mean that was a wild race as it was for just fighting for second, and the long run kind of hurt you, but boy, I know you'll be happy with the second place finish.
Matt, you hear me?
Loud and clear.
Sorry, Discord had an issue there. Yeah. I really wanted to win that, but he had a great season. But man, Rhett was just in the long run. That was crazy. I don't know how he was doing those laps. I'm still perplexed. It's like a magician. He was just, he was way faster than me. I had no tires at the end there. I tried to follow him and I tried to run in the bottom because he was running the bottom and I was running a little higher. Just killed my stuff. I thought I was going to blow her out front at the end there. I was going really slow to make sure I didn't. That's how bad it was. So just, keep props to him. He definitely has ran some laps here.
Absolutely. I mean, what was a two-stop strategy? Had we not had that mid-race caution that happened, had a two-stop strategy would have been your best bet, or were you focused primarily on that one stop?
Definitely on a one stop there. The fuel, you could actually go about 95 laps. So I was just going to split it right down the middle. I was planning on going in between 60 and 65.
Wow. Well, I think it's safe to say, Austin, I was way off on fuel mileage.
Both of us were off at fuel mileage. I was more going on tire mileage.
Yeah, the tires, man. I tell you, the right front here, the way the corner, just the way it's shaped and everything, it murders the right front. So.
Yeah, especially with how abrasive this track is. Either way, though, heck of a run for you, Gabriel. I know you definitely want to give some shout-outs in that while we still have you here.
Oh, yeah, just huge thanks again to Michael McKinnon for putting the series on and sponsoring the car and everything. This has been a lot of fun. I've looked forward to this every week, so I really appreciate him putting it on. And thanks to you guys for broadcasting. Thanks to my brother Mitch, who spotted me that race to try to help me, but clearly you can't spot me when I'm 15 seconds behind the leader. So, but yeah, and thanks to Brady LaBeouf also for him and Michael working on the series and everything. And congrats again to Rhett.
Well, awesome race again for you. I know you're looking forward to next season, trying to see what you can do to improve the car and give Rhett a fight for his money. So I know it's going to be a heck of a run for you, and we wish you luck next season.
Thank you, man. Appreciate it. Thank you, guys.
And there you have it, Austin. And I know you're standing over by with Clinton Sneed after a wild third place run.
Yeah, Clinton Sneed off the restart had a lot of problems with his car. Was dropped down all the way down to 10th place, but he fought his way back up with a amazing, nearly within 5 laps to go, gets past Max Sec to get into 3rd place. Clinton, how was that race for you? And how was that push back up there?
It was a pretty good race overall. Obviously, no one had anything for Rhett, so hats off to him. He really put in the time, and he deserved the championship here. But once I had issues early in that run, I was just doing what I could to get back towards the front. That way, if we had another caution or restart or something, then I would be in a little bit of position to give the guys something, but just ran out of laps really. And I mean, obviously wasn't going to catch Rhett. Maybe could have got second with another 10 laps or so, but overall, good season.
Well, you seem like you mastered the tire wear at the end because you were going much faster than everybody else, almost rivaling Rhett Tucker. but definitely fast enough to catch Gabriel Ellison and Max Steck to get that 3rd place. What's the key to saving tires around here?
Oh, you'll have to ask Red on that, because obviously we didn't have it figured out. And on that last run, I honestly wasn't saving tires. I was just trying to go to set myself up for a restart. But I guess, backing the corner up a little bit helped, and big runs off the corner helped me get back up to where I was, and that was really all I could do.
All right, well, it's a 3rd place for you here at Iowa. Before we let you go, anyone you want to thank?
Yeah, obviously need to thank Michael McKinnon for putting on the NASRA Arca League, and also Sneak Competition Design and Freshly Picked Design Company for riding on board this season. And thanks to the Ellison brothers for helping me out all year. And hopefully we can do a little better next time.
All right, well, congrats on the 3rd place, Clinton. You have yourself a good night, and we're going to give it to Tyler as he closes out this race for us.
Yeah, well, from when we came in, from the start of midway through the season when we came in, these guys were putting on a show almost every night, and we've had some wild races, some insane wrecks that have happened. But yeah, this season was really great, and I'm looking forward to next season. And Rhett Tucker just showing up and just proving why he deserved to be the champion, and he proved it tonight.
He absolutely did prove it indeed, as he takes the win here in the NASRA Arca Playoffs finale for the Iowa 114. And it has been an amazing playoffs we covered here on Racecraft TV. Thank you everybody for joining in on chat and being a very loving fan base for all these drivers. We hope to see you next time when these guys come back for the entire season. But tomorrow we'll be live in exactly the same time, 7 p.m. Central, 8 p.m. EST, and I believe that will be 6 p.m. Western time, or 5 p.m. Western time. Time zone number 8 EST. Thank you guys for watching here on Racecraft TV. I've been joined by Tyler Vickery. I'm Austin Knight, and I hope y'all have an amazing night. This Racecraft TV stream is brought to you by Artesian Builds. Artesian builds high-quality custom PCs made to order for a low price. Contact Artesian Builds today to get started on your own custom PC as low as $64 a month. All Artesian builds are made live on stream. You can watch your builds and talk to the builders live at twitch.tv/Artesian Builds. For more information about Artesian Builds, check the link in the description.